So now let's get to 607. This 607 Hillside. So this supposed to be 607 Unc actual hood, right? These are the younger niggas. So it looked like all the younger niggas is just 6-0s though. So they're 60s, 607, but all of their enemies, or most of the enemies, are other groups of 60s. It's the homie Trigger Bird. Make sure y'all sub Trigger Bird. Make sure we like the video. Shout out to the homie Trigger Bird. 92nd Street. It's called 607 Unc the Punk lied about Hoover and Rollin 60s joining together in St. Louis. So we're gonna take a look. Apparently some St. Louis 60s took issue with the concept that Unc is forwarding that 607 comes between the click up between the Rollin 60s and the 107 Hoovers. So they made some statements about this, and I did some research too to get into the depths of the validity of Unc's claims and the counterclaims. We're gonna take a look at, you know, some of this St. Louis information here in a minute and see what's going on in them St. Louis streets. But let's take a look at the homie's reaction.
Man, Unc, you owe Hoover Street apology. Myself, I'm looking crazy right now. But Unc, you owe Hoover Street apology, nigga. You owe us apology, ho. They say.
Oh, it's an apology.
You lying, ho. They say you lying, ho. They say you lying, ho. Look, they say you lying on here. I don't know what's going on with you, bro. You done came on here. You told us that 607 stand for 107 60. The boy got on here somebody named Smurf, man. He's saying that's not true. I don't know who Smurf is from St. Louis. You feel me? I don't know who he is to the community. It would sound like he from 60, man. It sound like he's something about him, man. So we gonna get into this with Smurf. What he talking about with the 6-0s and the politics out there. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, like, subscribe, and comment. I don't care about some real shit off his nonsense, you feel me? Let's get into this video with him. This shit, Unc, you lying, Unc. I don't know, nigga.
Name any Hoover sets.
Look at Groove here. Look at Groove here. You know Groove burnt out. Look at Groove here.
Them. Is that not true? Why don't you give us your actual, you know what I'm saying, truth to it?
So basically, you know what I'm saying, St. Louis is divided in, you know what I'm saying, a couple different districts and shit like that. Me, I'm from the 3rd district. 3rd district is on the south side, and it's, you know what I'm saying, like we call it the state streets. So all the state streets on the south side, and then you go deeper south into like the 1st district. That's the area I'm from, type shit. I don't know where 607 is actually from, you know what I'm saying? But even where he from, they not doing they not doing nerd activity. That's what we gonna call it before we really get into it. We gonna call it nerd activity.
He's saying the nigga shit is felonious. Like, same shit I said on Richard Hart podcast with Munchie B, go check that out. My interview with that, same shit. He basically saying, we don't condone and no felonious activity like that. We don't care where it's at. St. Louis, Missouri. We don't give a fuck if it's in Timbuktu, Wakanda. We don't care if it's in
Niggas said we don't care if it's in Wakanda.
Push before Africa. That's basically what they saying. They don't condone it and they feel like it's felonious too. And the nigga lying.
We ain't condoning none of that.
All right, so for the viewers, man, you know, explain the different districts and size, and also explain the different gangs, the LA-based gangs that are there in St. Louis.
So when it comes down to the districts, we got like 1 through 9, I believe. Certain, like, we don't got it, like, for instance, we don't got a District 2. District 2 is basically, they shut that department down and split it between the 1st and the 3rd.
I know you loving my man content. Hit that subscribe button, like button, drop a super chat or something.
So, you know, you got District 6, which is like the north side. District 5 could be, you know what I'm saying, west side shit. District 4 is like kind of downtown and a little bit of like deeper towards south when you get past like I want to say like Grabois type shit. If you from St. Louis, you already know what I'm talking about when I say Grabois. It's different shit going on in different districts. For instance, in District 4, you got Grape Street and, you know what I'm saying, 60s beefing. In District 6, you might have them in the, you know what I'm saying, traveling to another district to beef with like the same thing. The St. Louis politics, I would say, from my own understanding, is a bit reversed.
But on Hoover, that sounded crazy. For you to sit, that nigga said they might be beefing and might travel somewhere together to go beef with somebody else. That sounds crazy to me. Like, I don't know if y'all caught that. I don't know if it's me because I'm high. I don't know if it's just their politics, but I'm gonna go back on that one. That was crazy.
Yeah, because I don't know if that's exactly what he's saying, but just kind of breaking down that concept, because I do know about, I've heard about in certain cities, like it's shit going on a certain side of town, but then that side of town collectively beefs with a whole other side of town too. So let's say you got the east side and you got these niggas and these niggas, they both on the east side and they beefing with each other within the east side, but they beef, this whole side of the east side beef with the whole west side, so them niggas might ride together on some west side niggas or some weird shit like that. I done heard of some shit like that, I think, before.
To another district to beef with like the same thing. The St. Louis politics, I would say, from my own understanding, is a bit reverse of the LA politics that go on. But some of the like same things, you know what I'm saying, we agree with some of the same shit.
Okay, so bro from Memphis, he said that's the thing in Memphis where niggas is beefing, niggas is in one part of Memphis beefing with each other, but then that whole part of Memphis beef with another part. You know what I mean? So that's, you know, that happens in certain cities.
There's some of the same shit we don't agree with because of what's happened in our cities.
Okay. Just for the viewers that are just popping in or whatnot, I don't want to skip past anything. Can you name all the LA Keyway organizations in St. Louis, not mattering what district or what side, just the ones that just you know general, that are sanctioned?
Rollin 60s. We got Rollin 20s. We got A-Tray Gangsters, Hoovers, 9 Deuce Bishops, Inglewood Families, Brims, Pyrude.
On him, and they got predominantly like some of the same shit we got. You feel me? It's just based on who they beef with at the time, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much all they gangs out there is LA gangs. All they gangs is from LA gangs. They do got, I guess, some GDs and stuff out there, but mostly all them niggas is like on some heavy Crip and Blood shit in LA base, but then they just formulate their own hoods and sections and cliques, etc. So bro said cliques from different gangs would link to go after cliques in the north. Okay. That was going on in Memphis, so that shit happens. But basically, from what I understand, and after we get done with the homie video, I'm gonna go into the in-depth St. Louis research here in a second. I'm gonna show y'all some shit.
They'll come up, so.
Okay, all right. Well, for the
like I said, Grape Streets, we got Bounty Hunters.
Oh, all right. We talking about just for the Crip hoods though, just for people, and then we gonna put Hoovers and go do the bread.
Yeah. Just for the keyways, just what Rollin 20s, Rollin 60s, Kitchens, 6 Deuce East Coast. I think that's it.
All right. Now, name any Hoover sets that are in St. Louis.
Dub 7 Marcus Mob, they 10-7, they 107 Hoover Crips for sure.
All right. What side is that located on?
Dub 7, that's on the north side of St. Louis.
All right, because 607 Unc claims to be from the north side. Now, right. Is there any
I don't think he from Marcus though, because niggas would have like. I don't know too many people from over that way. I know a few people, but the people who I know and who the type of people they be around, I know they ain't condoning in that type of foolery.
Yeah, he not from Marcus Mob. We about to delve into all that.
So,
Cuz be
is
doing
there
some
any
lame
rolling
ass, be doing
60s?
some nerd ass shit.
So we see even over there, they ain't fucking with that shit, bro. That's what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, you owe the Hoovers an apology, nigga, because, nigga, you lied to us. You lied talking about you 60107. So you make me feel like, bro, the whole little situation when you said that little remark you made, it reminds you of what he said. I feel like with the remark he said to Munchie, that's like some shit that we say. It was like an old moniker when nigga was super crippin', you feel me? Wasn't nothing he just made up, but he was trying to show that he was Hoover, you know what I'm talking about? But you know, they get shit late. Niggas don't even use that term no more. That was when Hoovers was super crippin'.
Yeah, the homies ain't. Come on, man. Niggas ain't said that word. Niggas ain't said that saying in I don't know how long.
You feel me? That's what that was.
Even me personally, nigga ain't said that saying since like 05. I ain't said that in about 20 years, nigga. And then even you know, he put the S word, but you know, we used to be putting the S word and that N word up in there too. You know what I'm saying? We'll swap that out.
It's like we all Hoover this, Hoover that, always. That's always been our term forever. They've been trying to steal that. They trying to take everything from us, niggas. You know what I'm talking about? That's our term. Hoover this, Hoover that, that's us. I don't know where the 40s get that shit.
Now it's 40 this, 40 that, 40 this, 40 that DeVerne has, right?
Bro, you know, niggas be too young to remember or understand, but let's get into this though.
So is there any rolling 60s in the north side of St. Louis?
Sure. You know what I'm saying? For sure, you got hoods like the legendary hoods like the Bud. You got hoods like it's dub hoods that's predominantly rolling 60s. You got Adelaide.
All right. And I just want to ask from your knowledge, man, because I know, but you know, the viewers don't know. From your understanding, when do you think the rolling 60s actually came to St. Louis, in what year, or what? Just you know, like in the 80s, the 90s.
I want to say it was like from you done chopped it up with Big Smurf before. Like yeah. I want to say it was around time like the late 80s and going into the 90s.
All right.
Especially like at the Colors for sure.
All right. So, well, all the years you growing up in St. Louis, man, you know, you privy to a lot of things, man. When you see a guy like 607 Unc, man, saying that his name is from the 60s and the Salos, and you know, in St. Louis getting along, how do you feel about that?
That's goofy as hell because at what like you ain't even in St. Louis no more, and the shit that you doing, your homies wouldn't condone you doing that type of shit. Or that, like niggas wouldn't fuck with you. That's why you doing that type of shit outside of St. Louis.
But I don't think that he didn't just say that Unc lying though, right? To be fair, he's saying that Unc is. Hold on, let's just go back. Let's just go back.
The 60s and the Salos, and you know, in St. Louis getting along. How do you feel about that?
That's goofy as hell because at what like you ain't even in St. Louis no more, and
you ain't in St. Louis no more, so it might not exist anymore. But that's an old man. So whenever he was coming up, it was probably a thing, and he didn't stop representing it. But I'm gonna show and prove in a second though, right? So he's not even addressing 60107 in that comment that he just made being clicked up.
The shit that you doing, your homies wouldn't condone you.
Now, granted, if niggas feel like his antics and shit like that is a misrepresentation of St. Louis and niggas want to condemn that to show, hey, niggas ain't with that bullshit that could be on all the shit. Okay, cool. But Dream Foreign is asking you specifically about the relation between rolling 60s and a 107 Hoover.
You doing that type of shit or that, like niggas wouldn't fuck with you. That's why you doing that type of shit outside of St. Louis. You wouldn't be in St. Louis doing that goofy ass shit you doing because somebody have been and got on your ass.
So that's like down there when Unc got on there saying GDVD Vice Lord basically just playing with it. He basically just playing with the set. You know what I'm saying? He playing with the set basically, bro. And this why
it's coming to an end. But you know, I'm gonna show the research though. I'm gonna show the research, right? I got Unc on this. So listen. So this St. Louis Reddit, the St. Louis Drill Reddit, right? So this say pit side tray 7. So this is a set now. So I understand that when they put the orange heart, this is for the 6 Deuce East Coasters, right? Now, when it's the orange, it's for Hoover. But when it's the orange heart, it's for 6 Deuce East Coast, right? And then the yellow heart with the, you know what I'm saying, that's Rollin 60. The tray to the A trays, and B is are the various bloods. Now, again, I'm gonna show y'all why the 6 Deuces took the orange and because of this damn hat. I'm telling you that now, right? Let's just go to San Diego Padres. This gotta be the reason. Okay, boom. So the 6 Deuce East Coasters come to what you call it, St. Louis when they come. Now watch when the Padres, because that's the SD, the 6 Deuce hat, right? Watch when they had that. Where's the uniforms at? Yeah, right here. Blue and orange. 1990 to 2003. 1991 rather, 2003. So this must been when the 6 Deuce East Coasters came in between this pocket to St. Louis. So I believe that's the reason why they're wearing the orange in St. Louis, right? So then again, the orange, that's for the Hoovers, and then the orange heart in St. Louis, that's for 6 Deuce East Coast. Okay, boom. So look at this. Look at this right here. So this the first one I went through. So they breaking down the different cliques and blocks and all the little gangs in St. Louis, right? So watch this. Okay, boom. So somebody said A-Tray gangsters, boom. Nigga I said all A-Tray gangsters. He said the T-word is a diss name to all trades. He said you right, but he wasn't dissing on all trades. He was dissing Trey 940 with that one. Right, they are dissing 4100 Dale, which is A-Tray gangster, and Trey 940 is in trades. They are 107 Hoover, 19, which is 19 GC from Long Beach, and Rollin 60. So there's a whole set out here, Trey 940, that is 107 Hoover and Rollin 60, right? This is the set right here. Look, it says Trey 940, 107 Hoover. Right, notice them niggas all wearing blue and white. Now watch. He uses S word, you know. Fuck dude, but he said Verge rep blue and white in St. Louis. Nigga said yup. He said why I seen the 6 Deuce Coasters rocking orange too. What y'all doing out there? He said it's our own gang politics. He said for sure, just curious. I don't know why I'm getting down, but I'm just asking questions. He said IDK either, right? So this is Trey 940. So they predominantly 107 Hoover, but all right, the same thing. Trey 940, which is 39th and Ashland. See, they wearing the same shit, blue and white. LA has shit like that. Same nigga. That's Cud right there. You see Cud in the black? Look, that's Groove right there. That's Groove right there. Same nigga, right? All right, cool. So it say Trey 9 Ashland, 107 Hoover. He said these niggas was right next to Beaumont, was into every body blood, 60 Deuces foes. Okay. See, look at this. 4 so their biggest ops is 6 Deuce East Coast and 9 Deuce Bishops clicked up together. You see what I'm saying? Now look, they ops wear orange. 6 Deuce niggas wear orange, not Hoovers. I'm talking about the East Coasters, right? I always thought 390 were 19 Long Beach crib. Right, because the 19th Streets is over there too. So it's 107 Hoover, but it's 19th Streets and 60. Now watch this. Breckenridge Hills. This is another hood in St. Louis. Breckenridge Hills OG shirts before they was blood. So these niggas flip blood, but they was Crips like 107 Hoover and Rollin 60 and 19 Long Beach. The same thing like the Trey 9 Ashland niggas. Same thing. 107 Hoover, Rollin 60, and 19th Street. Right? Then all these niggas turned blood apparently. Don't worry, I got more. So this Dub 7, this what he was talking about, Marcus Mob. So you see this? They 107, what they say? It say Hoover Gangster Crib. Wait a minute. Wait. I remember I told y'all during the conversation versus the Foo Deuce HGC versus Foo Deuce HCG thing that they had going down in Texas. I said I heard of Salos out of town saying they was HGC. Boom. Deuce 7 Marcus Mob. 107 HGC. Whoa. God, we got listen, man. We gotta have this Hoover Council, man. We gotta get all the Hoovers together, man, and on one accord. nationwide, man, because this shit's getting crazy, right? This shit's getting crazy. Now see, so this is a hood, right? 107 Hoover. Okay, cool. Don't worry, it's more. This the Overland Crips. Look at it. Look at it. This the meth homies. You feel me? Look at girl. Overland Crips. They went against the Overland Bloods. They was put on by 5'9" and other Crips that was 60s and 107 Hoovers and 19 Long Beach. So it seemed like there was a pack of Salos, 60s, and 19s from Long Beach that was going around together. This is 3 different hoods. That's all the combination of all 3 of those, right? One of the most notorious Crip cats named White Boy Easy Loke. He killed Sarah Cole Brown with a shotgun and started being a pusher around St. Louis, hanging with the BODs, right? Which the BODs is 6-0s, but you see, he throwing up. He throwing up the AC, man. You feel me? So this 107, 60, and 19. So this was a thing in St. Louis. So now let's get to 607. This 607 Hillside. So this supposed to be 607 Unc actual hood, right? These are the younger niggas. So it looked like all the younger niggas is just 6-0s though. Right, because you see it says 607 Hillside, P4K, 600 Wolfway, team profile. Now look at this. Affiliations, Rollin 60. So it say these niggas is just 6-0s. So it could be back in the day, in Unc's time, it was 107s and 6-0s, but then the later generation, it just began overrun with the 6-0s. That's possible, right? But now look at this. Look at they ops. Bloods, Wapo Gang 60s, Pitside 6 Deuce East Coast, Fox Park 60s, Floyd Mob 60s. So they're 60s, 607, but all of their enemies, or most of the enemies, are other groups of 60s. So we gotta understand, we trying to rationalize the St. Louis politics with the LA politics, and this shit, it don't even compute. It don't. This shit that's going on in St. Louis is like some Chicago shit where you got a block, right? You got 63rd, right? Niggas don't even know you got FYB J-Man. He from 63rd. He a BD the whole time. But them niggas is mostly GDs on 63rd. And they beefing with the BDs on O Block. But then it's even GDs mixing over there. You see what I'm saying? So it's some Chicago shit going on where you got hoods that got different major gangs in them that are formulating cliques, representing they blocks and banging that. And most of these major affiliations probably don't matter until these niggas go to jail. So these niggas is 6-0s and they beefing with predominantly other groups of Rollin 60s. So this shit is not gonna make sense to us that's coming from the West Coast, because we don't do this shit. You feel me? We not like the click ups and shit like that. Like this where, I ain't gonna lie, this where shit gets confusing, because these niggas just as easily, like, this is how you solve these problems, right? In our minds, whatever street you niggas is from, look, is Unc from there? Yep, he older generation, yeah, this Unc hood. So in the older generation, the Salos could have been a part of this. It's just like now, let's go back to Trey 9. Like now, the younger generation of Trey 9 fold, these niggas might be only 107 Hoover, but in the older generations, you had 6-0s and Long Beach niggas. Now, niggas are just looking at them as just Hoovers because of the younger generation. They probably just weeded everything else out and it's just Hoover. It's the same thing probably with this 607 shit, right? But just as easily, they 607 Hillside, they could have just been Hillside Crip. And then all these other niggas, Myron Crip, Pitside Crip, Fox Park Crip, Floyd Mob Crip, and not had the 6-0 on it, and just been their own independent Crip gangs, and then they free to beef with each other. But they all 60s, so now that shit get confusing. At least to us from the West Coast, because this just, I mean, we know internally the 6-0s is known to go at it with each other, but they still one thing, and then they got their cliques up under it. I guess we could look at it like that. Like these are all cliques up under the 60s and they beef with each other, I guess, right? Then look at this. The Sixers Alliance breakdown. So there's an alliance, right? So all of these are sets of Rollin 60s. Look at their rivals. This is Bot Block, 60s and Bloods. RGB 60s. G Street 60s. Yankeetown 60s. Valet Gang 60s. 600 60s and Bloods. Right? 6'5 Stay Focused, 60s and Bloods. Dope gang, 60s. So here's a whole group of 60s that's together. But then they're beefing with a gang of other 60s. Then they got allies that's 60s too. Then they got allies that's Bloods. You see what I'm saying? So this St. Louis shit, it's way different than anything that we are accustomed to coming from the land. Now look at this. I'm gonna show you how twisted these politics get. So this says this is the correct info for the South Side sets, cliques, and hoods in 2025, right? So this hood's called 32nd Street in Dub. It's got all these different names: Pennsylvania Avenue, Nebraska Avenue. Cause like bro was saying on the video, on the South Side you got the state streets, so that's why you see in Pennsylvania, Nebraska, Team 32, blase blah. Affiliation: Rollin 60s, flew with 9 Deuce, Inglewood family gangster blood. So this hood is allegedly 6-0s and IFGs together. So okay, boom. 6-0s and IFs together. Unheard of, right? So then you got this. It's called 32nd MSG. I guess that's Michigan. 6-0s, IFs, and GDs. Right? Straight 74 GD with Rollin 60. Only brothers are boom boom. So it's mostly GDs with some Rollin 60s and about 5 Bloods. That's this hood. Okay, let's go to the next hood. Trey Dude's sick. Apparently on 32nd in Ohio. This is IFG and Rollin 60. Let's see if he, okay, 27 Utah wasn't on IFG. They were all Pyrus, okay. Trey Dude's Ohio was most definitely Rollin 60. Some of them members got put on 21 laid. Members are Crips in the pen. Also 327. Okay, so he's correcting it. So apparently it's Pyrus, 60s, and GDs. Or no, Pyrus and 60s. Okay, cool. Trey 5 did in. Okay, these are just supposed to be straight Bloods. Okay. Trey 4 ONC was Crips, Rollin 20s, 19 straight gangster Crips, and Rollin 60s together. See that? 20s, 60s, and 19s. Okay. Trey 5 Ace Mob. Niggas got pushed out within a year. All them niggas rap blended gang. Okay. So these niggas, they just 60s, straight 60s. Yeah, it do say GDs in St. Louis now. It do say that. Okay, this 60s with a few Bloods. This is 10 Mob, Tennessee Avenue. Okay. 10 Mob only posted on 3400, not 35 or 36. They straight Rollin 60. Okay, no blood. So these are just 6-0s. Okay, 10 Mob. Trey 5 Cave. 9 Deuce IFGs and 9 Deuce Bishops. Everything south is 9 Deuce IFG or Pyru. We don't have other affiliations down here. Okay, cool. IGC, which I think is Iowa Gangsta Crip. Yeah, Iowa Gangsta Crip, but they 6-0, but they Iowa Gangsta Crip though. They 6-0, but they Iowa Gangsta Crip. Right? How they start in the 2000s when most of their members was Trey Dudes, OGC, Ohio Gangsta Crip, or Nebraska. They don't be for the dub. Remember RTC 19 or dub here. Okay, boom. Trey A SWAT, the 9 Deuce IFG and 6 Deuce Brim. Okay. Trey 9 Strip, 9 Deuce Bishop IFG and 6 Deuce Brim. Trey 3900, 6-0s, IFGs, and 6 Deuce East Coasters. Right? They rep the 247 Alliance, tied in with DeVille. It's barely any 60s, only like 4. It's mostly IF and 6 Deuce East Coast. All together. So these politics is fucking way different. Iowa Block Gangsters are supposed to be IFGs. But see, he's saying the GD helped start this hood. Right? Look who they beefing with. Grapes at 60s. See what I'm saying? Trey 5 Haiti Mob. He said affiliation Zopound. He said Haiti mob is rolling 60. So now they not Zopound, they Haitian niggas, but they from rolling 60. Then they say it's also East and West Africans in there. So it's Africans and Haitians claiming 6-0. Trey 5 Haiti mob. 6-9 murder mob. See, this supposed to be 60 and 19. He said no, they 60 and 90. Not rolling 20 and 19. They 60s and 90s in this hood. TNG. It said this is 60s and the NHPs. Okay, he said there's no bloods, it's straight RSC. RSC only. Right, 21 stands, 60s and IFGs. Right, stands is mainly rolling 20s and 19, Long Beach, and rolling 60 with a handful of IFG. So we gotta talk about this shit, Munchie. Right? Because I know it was starting to say, damn, the 6-0s and the 107 Hoovers, what the hell? They said the 6-0s is fucking with the IFGs out there. You got 6-0 IFG and East Coast click up. This shit is crazy. But it's how they politicking out there. Trade slug. It should say Bloods with a few Crips. So I was group boom, boom. It's more Bloods over there than Crips. And I've been around them to know they cool with ECC from MVC. Okay, so yeah, so it's all kind of shit going on over there. Now look, it's more. Oh, look at this, Hathaway North. This 6-2's East Coast at A7 Kitchen. Now, the kitchens in the East Coast just did a peace treaty in LA not too long ago, but that was unheard of before then. This is a small black community since the 80s that's clicked up. 6-2's East Coast and A7 Kitchen. Feel me? Then look at this. All deuces wild, so the 6-2's East Coast. I don't know what this knife in the Crip emoji is in Blood. So it's an alliance between 6-2's East Coast, some other Crip gang, and Bloods. That's all what this is right here. Look who they rivals are. Mostly a bunch of 6-0s. So it's a 6-2's East Coast versus 6-0 thing going on. Then you got Hoover sets they beefing with. All kind of Bloods. Look, 607 Hillside, which is Unc's hood. You see what I'm saying? Grapes, all that. So it's all kind of strange shit going on in St. Louis, or things that would be strange to us coming from the West Coast. Shit that's strange to us. But I guess it's day regular politics though. And then look, these are 6-2's East Coast, but look, are they beefing with? No, they ain't not beefing with those 6-2's East Coast. Okay. These are allies, other Bloods and 6-2's East Coast, and some 6-0s. So it's crazy, but from what I understand, from what I've heard and seen and read, mostly all the Hoovers in St. Louis is 107. I think it might be some 5 deuces too, but it's mostly pretty much just all 107th Street. Crazy. But yeah, so I don't think 607 Unc is lying. I just think that the St. Louis politics are much different than we're accustomed to, and they change over time. And if it was, there's clearly evidence of 6-0s and 107s rocking with each other all throughout different St. Louis hoods. So look, boom, let's go to Unc. Let's take a look just to show when he said nigga, he's straight Hoover. We're going, you know what I'm saying? He's shirtless right here. You see it. So this is what it is. It's 107. See 7 with the boom with the hash through the middle. 107 Hoover. But then it's the Arch of St. Louis. And then it's 607 in there. Right? So you 107 Hoover. Then 607. Just so y'all can see. This is what's tattooed. You know that's an old janky ass garage tattoo. So that's what he mean we say he's straight Hoover. That's 107 Hoover, but he got 607. All right.